Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this crowd out in Folsom, California. Give yourselves a hand for showing up here Sunday out here in the sunshine. Looking good. Look at all these smiling faces. Gosh, this is going to be a great weigh-in today. We've got the top 10 anglers are starting to get into the tanks here, and we're going to get their fish weighed. This is the Apex Pro Tour Championship presented by Bridgford Foods and Visit Folsom. Miss Sally Buchanan has been a gracious host and really taken care of all of us as we came into the town of Folsom. Just a beautiful area y'all have here. Yesterday I got to go around town a little bit down on Sutter Street and see a little bit of the local action, and gosh, just had a great time. I was staying over there at that Lake Natoma Inn, and there's a little walking path behind Lake Natoma Inn, and the gal in there told me this morning, she said, yeah, if you take off on that path and hang a left, you can walk that path all the way to Sacramento. And I'm like, wow, that is really cool. So it's just a very outdoorsy community, friendly community. You got the Rainbow Bridge down there, that American River Parkway is just beautiful. So it's been very welcoming to come here. You guys have some great food. We went this morning to a place called the Gold Miners Cafe and just thoroughly enjoyed it. Great customer service. All of our plates came with an American flag stuck right in the middle of each meal, which is really cool. I had a hamburger steak that was about as big as my head, and it was really, really good. And then Nicole ordered their cinnamon roll, and man, that thing could probably feed a family of 6. It was really, really big. So if you want a big breakfast, go there. And then we had a great Mexican dinner the other night down at La Cascada. Mexican food, really, really good. So anyway, we've really enjoyed our time down here, and Sally also wanted me to be sure and remind everyone that the annual Folsom Rodeo is coming up July 1st through the 3rd. And they usually expect like 20,000 people to come through the town of Folsom for that event. So y'all have that to look forward to. I'd also like to thank Julie Shanrock, because she's in charge of the marina here. And she was able to get the front gate to open early to allow our Apex anglers to come in here and launch their boats, and that was very, very helpful, so appreciate that. And today is the top 10, and so for those of you that are just now tuning in and you're like, what's going on in this event? Well, these 10 anglers coming up fished last year's season of the Apex Pro Tour, and they fished 4 qualifying events. And then they had to make a certain amount of points out of those 4 events to qualify to come fish this. So Friday and Saturday, we had the full field of 27 anglers fished, and they could qualify to fish today 2 ways. One way is by the weight of their fish, so 5 guys would qualify by the weight. And the guy that was in first after 2 days is Marty Lawrence from Mesa, Arizona, and he had just over 30 pounds. So he was number 1 on that. The second way they could qualify to be able to fish today on Championship Sunday is by keeper count or scoreable bass. Did any of you watch what was going on Tourney X? Any of you? That's a great, that thing gets a little bit addicting. You know, you swipe out of it, and it's like 10 minutes goes by and you click it again and the scoreboard is shuffled. So Tourney X is an app you can put on your phone and go cast for cast with these guys during their day and see what's going down out there before the weigh-in. But the funny part about it is he shuts it off 1 hour before the weigh-in, so you still have to go to weigh-in to really see who won. But anyway, Tourney X is a great deal. And so we had 5 qualify for scoreable bass, which is 14 inches or higher. Leading yesterday after the 2 days was William Ponting. He had 4 keepers the first day and 15 the second day. So this hybrid format that Apex has put in place really changes the strategy for these anglers versus the typical, 5 biggest bass and total weight format that a lot of organizations use. And actually, Wild West Bass Trail uses that in our Pro-Ams. kilograms, and it's a great format too, but this really shakes things up because you're never really out of it. You know, you could weigh in one fish day one, and on weight-wise, you're like, oh, man, that was a rough day. And then the next day, get on a school of 14, 15 inchers, catch 20 keepers, and you're on Championship Sunday. So for those of you out here that are anglers, you're like, man, I want to fish that. That sounds like a good time. The best way to get into the Apex Tour, because you can't just show up, pay your entry fee, and fish. You have to qualify to fish this. That's why these guys, all of them are hammers, man. So you go through the pro-ams at Wild West Bass Trail. You fish 4 pro-ams, and there's 1 throw out, and they count your best 3. And if you make it in the points, you can get into the Apex Tour. So that's a good goal for some of you that want to get to this next level. So we're going to crown a champion today, and the way today works, all of that is gone, and the weights are zeroed. And so all 10 of these anglers start with 0, and today it's real simple. Whoever weighs in the most total weight will be crowned the Apex Tour champion. And so we got them lined up over there at the tank, and I think John and Paul, our tournament directors, are about ready over there. We've got the Wild West Bass Trail staff here putting on this whole show. They've just done an incredible job today. I want to thank the guys that volunteered and brought boats to take the cameramen out there, because you'll be able to watch footage of this later on Outdoor Action Television and then the cable channel Pursuit Up channel. You'll be able to watch this. You can actually go to those now and watch last season, and then when the new season comes out, you can watch this tournament and then all the 4 that are going to happen this year. Oh, and thank you to Brian McKinnon. He's an 18-year-old young man. He was one of the camera boats, and he took me out on Folsom today. I've fished a lot in California for 35 years. I'd never been on Folsom until today. So, Brian, thank you. And the rest of you guys that brought your boats out. Okay. Who's ready to see some Folsom bass and crown a champion at the Apex Pro Tour? Right on. Thanks for coming out, everybody. Hello to everyone online. We appreciate you watching online from all over the world. And I think we're going to fire this thing up. John, you ready? Out of Upper Lake, California, John Pearl, Bass Cat Pro. Hey, John.
I'm glad I get to weigh first. I'll lead some, be in the lead right now.
John Pearl, 6.16 pounds. Buddy, go ahead. This is your time to thank whoever you want to thank and talk about your day a little bit after you get a picture of those beautiful bass. Look at the belly on that one. All right, John, go ahead and share a little bit about the event the past couple days and today, and thank anyone you'd like to thank.
I'm pleased with the event. Not pleased with my performance today. I had a lot of fish short bite and pull my Kitech 2.8 Kitech off of my drop shot, which is really weird. I've never had that happen. So I had the bites to weigh 5 today. I just caught a couple shorts and just never materialized. It was a drastic change from yesterday. Like every fish I saw yesterday on the graph, I live scoped. If I seen them, I could catch them. And today it was, you throw out to them, they nose down, and then they just swim off. It was weird, but that's the way it goes. Everybody I've talked to says this lake is really temperamental. One day's great, next day's not so great. So I'm pleased with the event. Got some good bags coming. Bunch of guys that are hammers, so I won't say too much. I want to say hi to my wife and my son at home, and thank all my sponsors, Wild West, Apex, all you guys back here running a good show.
Appreciate you, John, and you're going to take the hot seat. So those of you that maybe are new to a weigh-in, on Championship Sunday we have what's called the hot seat. So John is in the hot seat now, and when this next angler comes up, if he weighs more than John weighed, he kicks John out of the hot seat, and he takes the hot seat, and we do that all the way till the end. Right? Okay, next up out of Monahou, California, Nick Wood. Mr. Nick, let's see what you got today. 8.70 pounds for Nick Wood. He's going to hold a couple up. Nice, healthy fish, Nick.
Yeah, just like John said, this is a really finicky lake. This is my third day here, so I haven't got anything really figured out. Yesterday, I was able to stumble into an area and caught some fish. I started every day in a new area that I just, whatever looks good. I don't know what to do here yet. I'm throwing a jig and a drop shot, and today I had 5 bites, lost 1. The quality bit for me yesterday. Today it was what it is. So I'm super stoked though. I making the top 10. You can't complain. For not having any knowledge of this place and making the top 10 I'm real happy for that. So, but I would like to thank my sponsor, Ranger Boats. I've been running the 520R this year. This boat, it's awesome. They got the Ranger ride system. It's a touch screen. So whenever you want, like if you want to run your power poles, there's multiple things you could do with your power poles, but it's just all with the touch screen. Your aerators, you can get radio stations on it. I mean, it does all kinds of stuff. You can do diagnostics on your motor. It's just a really, really cool feature that Ranger came out with this. They come out with it this year and last year on the R boats, and it's a really, really cool feature. So, and as far as the boat and the hull and everything, it performs awesome. I love running the boat. I ran it from on the Columbia River to the Delta to any rough water, and it handles it awesome. So I'm real happy with it. But I also want to thank Black Bear Diner. They're a huge support for me this year. Ducket Rods, Frenzy Baits, they give me a lot of support. My wife, mostly. Can't forget her. So, but anyway, it was a good event. I can't, it is what it is. I'm pumped to be here, and next week I'm going to Oroville. So.
Hey, Top, when you're here on Championship Sunday, it's a good day.
Absolutely. After the first day, I didn't think I was honestly just trying to scratch my way into a check range, and I was fortunate enough to make the cut. So, make a little bit of money, go home, regroup, get ready for Oroville.
Thank you, Nick. Appreciate you fishing, and congratulations on the top 10. All right, new hot seat, Nick Wood. Next up, out of Ione, California, Jason Austin. Nice fan club there, Jason. Ooh, new leader, 13.81 pounds, Jason Austin. Let's take a look at a couple of these nice bass. Boom, big bass. Look at that one. Way to go, Jason. What a day, man. What a day. Yeah, take a minute and share with the crowd about your event, and thank anyone you want to thank. We're anxious to hear what happened out there.
First of all, I want to thank my family. I got my wife, my daughter, my son's here, my mom and dad. My dad's Ed's lead. That's every hook that I hooked a fish with today was my dad's. So I caught them all on an A-rig. Every fish that I weighed in today, I caught it on an A-rig. I got from Jay Hook Bait and Tackle down there. He's one of my great sponsors. He shows up to all these events. So yeah, I was on the struggle wagon until about 10 o'clock today, and then I decided I better go slow fishing because I threw that A-rig. I'm getting kind of sore and stiff, losing some confidence. So I went and I slow fished a little bit, drug around, picked up 2 keepers. And, I was looking at the score tracker, the Tourney X, and I could see that, the fishing was kind of slow, so I figured I better put some in the boat. Got a couple in the boat, got my confidence back a little bit, and I went back to the area I'd been pounding for 2 days, and I just couldn't get the fish to bite. So I left there, and I just went up the river. I ain't never been there before, so I went up the river, got on a point, and I was fishing along, blew up my reel, cut my thumb. I got blood everywhere, and I'm holding the rag on my reel, and it was crazy. So, anyways, I managed
Life of a bass pro.
Yeah, I managed to get some of them. I'd like to thank my sponsors, Hook Bait and Tackle, Jay and Becky, and Dish Network, R&M Flooring. Another guy I'd like to thank is Craig Main from Wood Brothers Flooring. He shows up to all these events. He supports Wild West, a great sponsor of Wild West. Thank you guys, and Wild West, and Apex.
Thank you, Jason, and congratulations. Hold up just a minute, John. Jason in the hot seat, leading the event with 13.81 pounds. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of Apex trivia, and I've got a nice little prize pack for whoever gets this right. It's not going to be a trick question or anything. And if you are an Apex angler or a Wild West Bass Trail angler, it might be real easy. Matter of fact, if you're an Apex angler, you don't qualify for this contest. So, I've got some Super Clean, some Duo Realis baits, and a Garmin hat to the person that raises their hand first that can answer who won this event last year. Right there, sunglasses on your hat, black jacket. Come on up. Come on. Hurry. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on up. What's your name?
Timothy Albrecht.
Timothy Albright. Where are you from?
Ione, California.
Oh, that's why you got the hook tat on. Those are some good peeps, man.
Yeah, they are great.
And he's a pro snapper.
Yep.
Here you go, buddy. Super Clean, Duo Realis spy bait. I heard those are hot. Some worms and a Garmin hat. Congratulations. He yelled it. Ken, where are you? Maybe Ken's online. Yeah, you bet. Hi, Ken. Okay. Next up, out of Nevada City, California, we got Matthew Nadeau and Team Nadeau, the family tournament family. Looking good, kids. Let's see what Dad's got today. Matthew Nadeau, 8.24 pounds. Go ahead and share a little bit about your day out there, Matthew, and I know you have some people to thank. Let's get a picture.
Go Team Nadeau!
Hey guys, I just want to say thank you for coming out. I see a lot of young kids in the crowd. That's awesome. I'd like to thank Craig Main as well. Hooked, just all the supporters. G Money Jigs. This is a beautiful lake. It's so I caught all my fish on an A-rig yesterday. I figured something out. I had 11 keepers. Today they just didn't want to go for me, so I weighed all my fish today on an A-rig. I only had 4. I'm just gonna I'm just proud to be here and to make a top 10. Thank God. Just really blessed to be out here. So thank my wife Chelsea. Thank my kids. Thank Wild West and Apex. I can't wait to get next season going. So we'll see y'all when it kicks off. Western Bass Shootout, it's coming up. Can't wait for that. And this lake is just chocked full of big fat largemouth, smallmouth, and spotted bass. I caught a beautiful smallmouth, and it's not a mean mouth. It's just a pure bronze golden smallmouth. So that's pretty cool to see some of the, these lakes like this holding that kind of fish. So yeah, like I said, fishing was tough, like everybody said, and just blessed to be out here. So thank you, God. Thank all you guys, and we'll catch you on the next one. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Matthew. Appreciate you, bud. Congratulations on another top 10. So I'm going to thank our partners that make this possible to hold an event like this. They give us so much support, and without them, this show wouldn't go on. A&M Graphics, Excel Marketing, AccuCoal, Bass Cap Boats, Ben Green Insurance, Bob's Machine, Bridgford Foods, Dish Network, Duo International, Fisherman's Warehouse Megastore, Garmin, Mercury Marine, Navionics, Next Gen Lithium, P-Line, Power Pole, Price Family Dealerships, Roman Made, St. Croix Rods, Super Clean, Valley Outdoors, Wood Brothers Flooring, Bass Angler Magazine, Bassin Magazine, Pursuit Channel, and Outdoor Action Television. All right, thank you to all our partners that make this possible. And next, he was the leader on keeper count, Mr. William Ponting. Come on up, William. Nice bag, William. 12.52 pounds. Not quite enough to knock old Jason off, but a good day. Good day, William. All right. Nice bag, man.
Well, thank
Way to
you.
go.
I caught 11 today. Just they had a short problem. Their bellies weren't big like mine, so we'll take what we got and we'll move on to the next one. And I threw a Ned rig for since 1 o'clock on the first day all the way through this tournament. I burned about 3 gallons of gas, so you don't have to run far in 3 days to catch fish.
Wow. So you made the top 10 on it, throwing the Ned.
Yep.
All right. You hear that, kids? Young anglers out here, get that Ned rig out. You can probably go catch one off the bank out here, maybe. All right. Next up, I saw him on the tracker this morning out of Elk Grove, California. Thomas Kanemoto, P-Line Pro. Thomas, let's see what you got today. 10.76 pounds for Thomas. We're going to get a picture. He's got Team Kanemoto here with him today up on the stage. Nice fish. All right, Thomas. Looks like you had another great tournament. Good to see you out here. Appreciate you coming out. Share with everyone a little bit about your event.
Yeah, I had a phenomenal year and good one to cap it off here. Got to thank my family for coming out, my boys, my wife. Got my aunt and uncle here, my parents. So it's a pretty special event to have my family here like that and support me. All you guys, I mean, this is incredible turnout. This is the biggest turnout we've ever had. I think by far. This is awesome. So thank you guys for showing up. And yeah, I had a great 3 days. First day, caught them really well. Yesterday, struggled big time. Was lucky enough to get into this top 10. And then today, caught them fast and furious. And then it shut off big time today. But happy to have what I had. All the fish that I caught pretty much in this tournament were caught on one swim bait head, and it's a new swim bait head by First Gen Fishing. It's called a jaw dropper, and a lot of people have been talking about that up on stage. It's a jaw dropper head. It has a little bill on the lip, and it makes it special. It actually bounces and deflects off cover, and when it hits the cover, it sends it in to the left or the right very erratically, and the fish lash out at it when it makes that movement. So you guys got to pick up some jaw droppers, and also I caught them on Spinx braid, P-Line Spinx braid, 12 pound. What's really cool about this braid is for spinning gear, it switches color. It's multicolor. It's orange and blue. Every meter changes from orange to blue, so you can see it really well in the water, and it casts incredibly well on spinning gear. So yeah, this lake holds a special place in my heart. Actually, the very first tournament I ever won was on this lake, and it was probably when I was, I don't know, 8 years old. My dad took me out on one of the kid caster tournaments. It was just a one big bass event, and I won that event when I was 8 years old. So it's really cool now to see from that event now on the biggest stage, fishing for all this money. So really cool, and happy to be here. Thank you guys again for showing up and for you guys putting on this tournament. It was an incredible year, and you guys make all the work, make it work. So Mick, John, Paul, you guys did an awesome job in this tournament. And I'll see you guys at the West Coast Shootout in April. So I'm looking forward to that. If first person to come down and meet me at the bottom, I actually have a pack of jaw droppers and a spool of Spinex braid. If you meet the first person to meet me down at the base, we'll get both of those.
Run, run, run. Don't knock anybody over. I've heard a lot about that jaw dropper this week, and I don't even know what one looks like, but I definitely want to get one. Thank you, Thomas. Appreciate you. Congratulations. Okay, we've still got Jason Austin in the hot seat. He's looking really cozy. That big old giant trophy's looking really good next to him, too. But I see 1, 2, 3, 4 hammers back there. Out of Roseville, California, Austin Wilson. Whoa, he's got the fan club. Austin Wilson, 8.27. You wanted John to keep his hand on there, didn't you? Let's get a pick. Nice bass. Way to go, Austin. It's so good to see you out here, man.
Yeah, it feels
see
good.
Your smiling face.
Yeah. You know, obviously I'm in Roseville, not too far from the place. This place is awesome. It has a lot of big ones. You know, we have all 3 species, you know, smallmouth, largemouth, and spotted bass, and they all are, we get some big fish. But look at this crowd, man. I appreciate all you guys coming out to watch the weigh-in. I know all the anglers appreciate it. We appreciate the support. I got to thank all my friends and family, my wife Heather for the support, and she's been able, you know, she's let me fish for all these years, and always support. She supports me from, you know, day in and day out. I got to thank all my sponsors. You know, first up, Folsom Lake Asphalt. I got to thank Troy Jacobs over there. If it wasn't for him, literally I wouldn't fish this event. I was thinking last week, I was like, man, I don't know if I have the money to pay for this event, and he stepped up and was able to help me out. So I appreciate Troy Jacobs. Who else? Beeline. You know, I thrown 20-pound beeline with my A-rig in the last 3 days, and never lost a fish, never snapped off one. I fished really clean all week. Caught a few fish on a lizard this week. Caught one on a floating fly, Carolina rig, but most of my fish came on a rig this week. But I'm happy to be here. You know, last year I didn't do very well. I think I didn't make any top 10, so it feels good to be in the top 10 this year, or this event. And looking forward to the Western Shootout here coming up in April.
Congratulations on making it, and we'll see you at the Western Shootout, Austin. So Jason is still leading with 13.81, and next up, out of Folsom Lake, California, Mr. Luke Johns. Whoa, new leader, 16.16 pounds for Luke Johns. Nice fish. Congratulations, man. You had a good day and you got 2 to go.
You know, I got 2 good fishermen behind me, so I'm nervous right now. But, man, what an event. I mean, the first day, I literally caught 2 keepers, and I was sitting in 17th place, and I went home, and I figured the home lake curse was going to get me. It was going to get me bad. And I went out the second day and pieced something together. Nothing big, but caught, 12 keepers and squeaked inside the top 10. And today, it was just something special. I rolled up on my first spot, and I caught about that big largemouth that I pulled out, about a 3.5. And then about 20 minutes later, I hooked into another good one, fought it for almost all the way back to the boat, and it popped off. And I was like, if that's the fish that cost me, it's going to hurt. And it still might, but I managed to run around, fish some new water, and stuck some good fish this afternoon. but gosh, I'm nervous. I can't even think right now. But I got to thank
really
everybody
good,
who came
man.
out to support me. I got my parents, my brother. You know,
It's all right, bro.
all my friends are here too, which is awesome. And it's just amazing. I mean, I've been waiting to fish on my home lake in a tournament like this for forever. So to be able to do it, to make the top 10, and to have a good day on the last day it's something special to me. So I'm gonna talk later, maybe.
Okay, congratulations, Luke. And that's another, give him a hand, ladies and gents. Biggest bag of the day, 16.16 pounds, Luke Johns. And that's another example. Luke had kind of a tough day, but he made it to Championship Sunday and started fresh with a clean slate to fish against 9 other guys. Now he's sitting in the hot seat. Love this hybrid format. All right, next up to the scales, out of Oakley, California, Nick Cloutier. Nice bag of fish, 13.63 pounds for Nick. And he's got the next generation of bass fishermen up here with him. It's a family affair for the Cloutier family. Good stuff, getting kids out fishing off electronic devices as much as you can. Whoa, look at that one. Nice fish, man. Way to go, Nick. And you got Bryden up here. Braden. Hey, Braden. Give me some knuckles. Attaboy.
Yeah, it started out pretty slow today. I stuck to one spot. I found it yesterday. I had some battery issues, so I was on my trolling motor. Ended up finding a real good spot. Ran there first thing in the morning. Stayed there all day. Throwing an A-rig, first gen, top spin, and a jig. Caught that 4.5, and I was pretty stoked. Kept fishing a little bit. Like an hour later, I hooked another one about 4.5, and right as I'm going down to reach for her, she comes unbuttoned, and there's nothing I can do. She went one way, my bait went another. But I got to thank everybody for coming out here. You know, my wife, she came up last night and brought me a next-gen lithium starter battery. My brother, his wife, my nieces, everybody came out. I got to say, I'm riding around in a brand new Ranger Z520R, and I was stoked just to make the top 10 so I can go back out and fish in it today. They've actually done a great job on these new R-Series boats. They're top-notch, real comfortable rides. We got to thank Gone Fishing Marine. They're the ones that make it work for me. Mercury, G-Rat, my brother's tackle shop, the Bass Hole, it's in Bethel Island. They have the walls stacked. Everything that you guys could think of, he's got it. If you're headed to the Delta, headed to Russo's, go check them out. First gen, I caught some fish today on the top spin. I was using P-line, 20-pound tactical fluorocarbon. And I had the camera guy with me today, and he's seen me getting snagged all day long. And he's like, man, what kind of line are you using? It's P-line. They make really good stuff. Definitely got to thank Phoenix. I usually using the 8-foot M1 medium heavy for my A-rig. It's a great rod. I can launch that A-rig a mile. And yeah, I mean, congrats to Luke or Marty, whoever comes out on top, but great job, guys.
Thank you, Nick, and congratulations on another great finish, top 10. Nick Cloutier. Okay, we're going to give some stuff away again. Sorry, Marty. He's chomping at the bit, man. Okay, I've got some Super Clean, one of our sponsors. Oh, a camo Garmin hat. That looks really good. Okay, this one I think is going to be guessed pretty quickly. Who's ready? So, I'm going to have to say it fast because I think a lot of you know it. Before I do that, I want to hear a roar on, I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, from the crowd here in Folsom, California. This is incredible. And you guys, I mean, let her rip, okay? 3, 2, 1. Love it, Folsom, man. Okay, here we go. What is the current weight of, not this event, the world record largemouth bass? Nope. Whoever said 22.4, you are correct. Come on up real quick. Man, I am shocked that like 3 hands went up. Maybe I'm just old, but I remember it was like 1932, George Perry. Yeah, I remember that story. That's one of the things that got me hooked on bass fishing, man. I'm like, I want to catch one like that. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we've got Mr. Luke Johns in the hot seat. Did you stop shaking? No. It's not as bad. No, before your cheek was like rattling. You're a fine young man, Luke. And we've got Marty Lawrence is going to come up. And what we're going to do, Marty's going to come up without his fish, and he's going to share what's happened the last 3 days at this event. And then Marty's going to get his fish. We're going to put them on the scale. And at that point, either Luke Johns or Marty Lawrence are going to be your Apex Pro Tour champion. And we're going to have Sally Buchanan. Oh, she's right there in position. And Sally is the VP at Visit Folsom, and she's doing an awesome job there. Man, we want to come back. They made us feel like we were coming home. And so we're going to have Sally hand off the trophy and crown the champion. Marty Lawrence out of Mesa, Arizona. Come on up, buddy. Hey, he's my new roommate, man. He slept at my room last night. And man, just driving over there and eating dinner, we told some stories. And that's one of the things I love about the bass fishing community and bass anglers. I mean, we've all got some life stories, and we got to share some of that. Love you, brother.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out. It's a beautiful place, awesome fishery. Didn't catch them pretty good on the first day and fair yesterday, but not sure how I did today. But I want to thank my family and my wife at home, and Kanemoto Baits, Lowrance, Dobbins Rods, Cracker Marine, Bass Pro Shops, Nitro Boats, and DD26 Fishing, and everybody. It's been an awesome week.
How did it feel yesterday, like being in first place? Were you having friends reaching out to you and giving you some encouragement and some high fives?
Well, it feels pretty good when coming from where I come from. Then you got Ken Ma right here. He's one of the guys that got sent home. I'm usually the one that goes home. And then some of them guys got to go home, and I got to come up here. So the top 10 fishing against these fellas, I already won. So
I love that attitude, Marty, and that's so true. You made it to Sunday, and everything else is a bonus. I mean, you all want to win, of course, but making it to Sunday's a major accomplishment. So
fishing with all these guys that they're top of their game.
Yep. Your peers, they're all capable of winning on any given day.
I kind of took a little break from it and started in pretty late, so got some ground.
And now look at you. You're one way away from maybe being a champion. So you ready to put them on the scales?
Let's
and crown a champion? Here we go. Luke, come on up here. We got Sally coming into position. Luke Johns and Marty Lawrence. Marty's fish are going on the scale. $11.23 pounds. Your Apex Tour champion is Mr. Luke Johns. Woo!
Yeah! Broke the handle. Oh, that's all right. I didn't need that. I'll do it again. There we go.
Yeah, congratulations. All right, Luke. Now let's see how much you're going to shake.
Whew.
I still can't even put it into words. This week was just amazing. I mean, I did terrible the first day. I did good the second day, and today was just one of those special days that you dream about. I got to thank all my sponsors. I mean, I caught all my fish this week throwing a small swim bait. I was throwing an owner, football head, 1/4 ounce on 10-pound Sunline fluorocarbon, and that stuff, I mean, I had confidence all week that I wouldn't lose fish and that I, wouldn't break my line or anything like that, and it held up and really just let me do what I love to do. And on top of that, Yamamoto Baits, Bill Lewis, they're two of my supporters. They're amazing. I mean, they make the best soft plastics and some of the best hard baits in the world. So if you guys are in the market, go check them out. I got to give a shout out to Fisherman's Warehouse as well. They let me off work on Friday. So thank you guys for letting me come out and chase this. And, if you guys are in the market for any fishing gear, whether it's tuna stuff all the way to trout fishing, Fisherman's Warehouse got you covered. They'll ship straight to your door. On top of that, I got to thank Picasso Lures. They've been with me for the last 2 years. They make phenomenal baits, and I caught some fish on their jig heads this week as well. Gosh, I'm at a loss for words. I mean, it's so special to do this in my hometown, in front of my family, all my friends, and on top of that, I actually just bought a new boat, and this was my last day fishing in my boat that I've been in for about 4 years, and I've won a normal season event out of it. I won an Angler of the Year title, and I kept telling myself the only thing I need to win out of that now is a championship. And finally, on the last day fishing in that thing, I won one. So it's amazing. But I got to say a huge shout out to you guys at Wild West, too. You guys ran an amazing show this week. You guys are awesome. The whole camera crew, everybody. And on top of that, the crowd out here, this is the biggest it's ever been. And I mean, it's awesome that we got a support system that'll come out and watch us do what we love. It's amazing. And thank you to Sally and all the great people at Folsom for helping put on this amazing event. We're blessed to be here, and I'm excited. I'm stoked.
You should be, young man. And I wanted to ask you again, refresh my memory. What is your age, Luke?
I'm 23.
23 years old. And when did you get hooked on fishing? Were you really little or just later on in life?
Oh yeah, I started trout fishing with my grandpa when I was 4 years old, and we just walked the streams, and I fell in love with it. And this is all I like to do, is just go fishing. So it's amazing.
Man, grandpas are great, aren't they? You'll never forget those days with grandpa walking those banks and catching fish and getting hung up and just the memories. That's awesome. And I know your parents are big supporters. I see them showing up at the last 2 events.
Yeah, they come to every single weigh-in. And, I mean, my dad would drive me to ponds when I was a little kid, or before I could drive, and he'd drop me off, let me fish all evening, and just sit in the truck and wait for me. And my mom she used to drive me to all my tournaments before I had a boat, and before I could even drive, so they're amazing. And my brother's sitting out there too. This is his first time coming to a tournament, so he picked a good one to show up to. So
no doubt.
Yeah.
And so you see a lot of preteens and teenagers out here. What advice would you give to them? Because I've talked to a few of them today, and they're like, when I grow up, I want to be a pro fisherman.
Yeah, that's a great question, and it's totally doable. I mean, the way that I did it, I think I picked a pretty decent route. I started with high school fishing, and if you're getting into high school, and they even allow some of the middle schoolers into it now, I'd really recommend looking into a local high school club and getting set up. We actually have one out here at Vista Del Lago. I know there's a couple of the kids running around here today from the Vista Club, but they actually just had an event out here last weekend as well. So get into high school fishing, and aside from that, I did co-angling for a long time, and I got to fish behind some of these guys that are just amazing fishermen, and they taught me a whole bunch. So that was kind of how I honed my skills. And one thing I got to say too, if you want to do this and you're just starting out, it's just don't get ahead of yourself. Just work up the ladder slowly, do it the right way, and everything will fall in line.
Great advice, Luke. You're a fine young man, professional, and man, congratulations again.
Thank you.
Let's get some more pictures of you with that trophy. You've calmed down a little.
Yeah.
Great speech, man. Congratulations.
Thank you everybody, for coming out.
Give him a hand, everybody. Luke Johns, Apex Pro Tour champion.
go end it now.
All right, congratulations, Luke, and all the top 10 that qualified for today. Luke Johns is your Apex Pro Tour champion. Thank you to all of you that got online and watched this. Share it with your friends, and go to wildwestbasstrail.com to look at all the upcoming events. There's a lot of stuff happening. Don't forget about the Western Bass Shootout. That's the biggest thing to ever happen on the West Coast in bass fishing. Hope you all come out to the expo and bring your families out there. This is the Apex Pro Tour signing off from Folsom Lake, California. God bless you.